Hey, look at you back in the old studio.
I know, this is nuts. I haven't used this mic since I was done. So, does everything sound okay?
Sounds good. Yeah, you don't have PTSD from it, do you?
I don't think so. I was like really anxious all day, I'm not gonna lie. Like the lead up was like, but
That's
I
just
don't
generally your
know.
life, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. I don't know why, because like I literally only did it for fun. I didn't have like assignments or anything, but like I don't know, something about it got me really anxious after a while.
Well, I think the production schedule was way too hard for any one person to
I
do.
like didn't even take Christmas off. Like, what a fucking moron.
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? Wow, well, you don't have. It's great to have a mega producer like old Rano here who jumped on just a minute ago. He's prolific. Editing is like his favorite thing to do in the world, I think, aside from drugs. So we put out 21 episodes last month, something like that.
Holy shit.
But yeah,
I
we'll get back
did
to that.
like four a month and I was like crying.
Yeah, we do this. We kind of the way we're working with this particular group. We have these marathon sessions that turn into like one structured hour, and then 2 to 7 hours of bullshit and drunken ramblings that Ron cuts into episodes of content that have a recurring theme. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's really been kind of fun. It was like we kind of came together from some fantasy football nonsense in the Twitter world and that sort of thing, and it worked out pretty cool. We've had a good time. I even spent money on a microphone myself, as you can see.
It was very nice.
Yes, Chris Cody liked it whenever we had drinks with Cody's.
Oh, well, that's so cool. I think you guys did it right. Like having, because it's you guys and Joe, right? Always.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So like me doing it solo really sucked because I would feel super depressed, I'm not gonna lie, because I would like do the recording and I would edit it. And then it's like I just learned so much about this person and I'm never gonna talk to them ever again. And like after doing that 30 times, I would just get like super like ugh, like why am I like doing this? And like they're not really getting to know me because I asked Sarah Spain about it. I'm like, did you ever feel this way? Like since she like meets with so many people all the time for her podcast, and she's like, yeah, you pretty much just like have to treat it just like an interview. You're not making a friend, you're just, and I was like, oh, but I want friends.
That's not the world I signed on for.
Oh, so yeah, that was so the fact that you guys have like yourselves and then the occasional guest I think is way better because you have that camaraderie building constantly versus like trying to build it once a week.
Yeah, it seems to work out. I think we had I don't know, I think probably you're maybe our fourth guest out of 40 some odd episodes, so 1 out of 10 or so. No, Ron, are you there yet? Or are you still fiddling with your shit?
I think we got it.
Hey,
Hot damn.
Hello.
Hey,
Ron, this is Coach.
This is like talk. I just love that. Where are you from again?
I'm in Lancaster.
Okay,
So
I
I'm
knew
by
it was like
Platteville.
southwest of me, but I didn't know exactly where. It just, I was telling, 'cause I was over at my in-laws a minute ago, and they're like, "Oh, you're still doing that podcast thing?" I'm like, "Listen, it's somebody transplanted from Vegas, transplanted to Idaho, and from like Spring Green or some shit." And they're like, "What?" I have Twitter down there. It's
How
fine.
does that happen?
This is the first time I've Zoomed in forever. Like we had our little Zoom a few months ago. I'm excited. I gotta change my view and everything. I had to re-download it.
Whoa,
There,
boy.
so now we're all here at the same time. Okay.
Wow, oof, man. You really put in the time for this one, really put in the work.
I'm telling you, I've been like mentally preparing all week. Like I've been really when I'm not like throwing up with anxiety. So it's fine.
Yeah. Anxiety and any number of other things going on.
Yeah, it's just life.
Yeah, just so you turned your back away from the Costco cult. That was quite the thing.
Listen, I was so bummed because I I get this idea that like, okay, it probably does have some like cultiness to it, but like they have like such a good reputation for like how they treat people and like things like that. But you tell me a 4-hour fucking orientation for a part-time job, like dude,
Jesus Christ.
Home Depot
That's a whole-
did 8 hours of that to me whenever I worked there part time.
shut up.
Yep.
It's a whole fucking shift. Like, seriously.
Like, dude, I'm just gonna like roast chickens and like make salad. Like, what,
Hey, you gotta be touching the raw chicken without some quality training that takes at least 3 hours, if not 5.
I guess. And like they paid for it all, but the thing that really got me is it's like 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, I've already disclosed like 8 times I have like a real job. Like, well, this is when we do it. It's 4 hours. And like, can we just like not? Like, I don't know.
Listen, little lady, we don't do that around here.
Seriously.
All right.
Like, manager was like a legit. I felt like I was getting culted. He was like talking about like the companies, like, what do you know about it? I was like, oh, I know they have really good values and like they're like morally one of the better big box companies. And he went on for over an hour about like his career and how, you know, he's got kids in 3 different major colleges and he's been afforded this wonderful life and like on and on and on about you could get pet insurance, you can get blah, blah, blah. Like, holy shit. And like, I like hit a moment where I'm like, maybe I should just work at Costco my entire life. I should just quit my whole job. I'm like, I get it now. I get why these idiot people get into cults. It's so easy.
Think they'll give you a free haircut. Like, come on, they cut your fucking hair.
You know, I heard an urban legend that the Kirkland vodka is really Grey Goose vodka. My cousin's friend's aunt worked there.
I don't know if this is, I can't remember. I think this is the Grey Goose version. Also conveniently right next to me is their, I think this is like Clarabelle Silver.
God damn.
Tequila for many reasons. And I'm not really a big liquor person, but like I can stomach their vodka and that says a lot.
Yeah, I can choke it down.
It's like $15 for like a gallon and a half. And like the Grey Goose is literally right next to it and it's $65. I'm like,
right.
I take it for nothing.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Different label.
What's funny, I have an anti bias against Sam's Club and Costco. I ain't fucking going. Period. I ain't doing it. It's me and the missus. That's it. We don't need 30,000 pounds of anything.
Well,
and the prices aren't worth the hassle seeing all those weird Mormons running around trying to hoard up on shit.
That's the hard part, though, is that their like produce is really fucking good and it's very reasonably priced and it lasts forever because they go through it so much. So like I can get like a 2-pound pack of strawberries for like $7 and it'll last in my fridge for a week. If I get a pint at my grocery store, it's like $6 and it's half rotted by the time I get home.
I was going to say, they go bad as soon as you fucking look at them. Like, oh, you took me out of the store. We're shit now.
It's hard because like I got like a 4-pound box of mini wheats for $6. If you go to the grocery store, it's like $7 for like a family box. Like,
but it's still mini wheats though, so it doesn't really do any good.
I fucking love mini wheats. I don't give a shit. I love Raisin Bran. I love mini wheats.
Raisin Bran I can get behind.
I'm good to go.
Are you old enough to remember, Coach, the giant brick shredded wheat?
The pillow of wheat? Yeah.
It was like 2 by 4.
Because that's what mini wheats came from, right?
Right, yeah. They cut them in little pieces and put sugar on them, yeah.
So I know of it, but I never like experienced it in full.
If you put 3 of them, you could put 3 of them in a bag and beat a man to death. They were,
yeah. If you didn't have soap for your violence, you could always use it. Yeah,
absolutely. That was what you did.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to get like the plain Jane Cheerios, and he would like pour like 3 tablespoons of sugar on it. That was his breakfast.
And he lived to 187.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nobody who drinks that much brandy should have made it to 80. It's a miracle.
Well, you know, some of us consider it preservation.
That's true. I know my in-laws, they always talk about how like my mother-in-law said her dad used blackberry brandy to cure everything. That was your cough medicine, whatever. Like my great-grandpa used horseradish. That was his cure-all.
Horseradish.
Well, that clear you right out. You got sinus issues? No, you don't. Here's some fucking horseradish.
So how's this? You can save this. We can talk about this now or later. I was wondering for kicks and giggles. How's Nico's life treating you? You getting back in the groove of that youngster thing?
Yeah, the diabetes sucks, but fortunately it's our second diabetic, so it's like kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But it feels easier now. I was single parent the first time, so now I'm like, you have to help me. It's fucking great. So I feel like I'm on vacation.
This whole wedding thing, the marriage thing is really working out for me.
It is. I like it. So it's definitely not as hard as it was the first time. Also, I'm 12 years older, so that
makes a ton of difference.
Yeah. It's weird because like I feel like if I hadn't had my daughter, I would have gone the same no plants, no kids life. And now instead I'm like doubling down, like I'm having 3 of these motherfuckers. Like,
That's right. Got one for each day of the week to take care of my ass when I'm old.
Hey, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well, 4 more between now and 50, you'll have her done.
Yeah, fuck. It'll be like Snow White.
They get runtier and runtier the older you get.
Good Lord, no. I am done after this. I got my daycare bill that starts in January. Done. Nope. 2 at a time. I'm good. I was
watching some of that stuff and thought, damn, I think out here in Eastern Idaho, I think it's still on the order of $750 a kid, and then like the package deal is like $1,200. So it's less than what you're looking at. Yeah.
It was about, when my daughter was in 4K, it was about $750 a month. So it has gone up. I mean, even with my son, he's only been in daycare a year and it's gone up $100 a month in the last year.
I don't pay that for drugs.
I know. And it's like way less fun.
Exactly.
But like, because I live in Sauk, so Sauk's a pretty small town. So we do actually, I have to say it is reasonable. Okay. Because like Wanakee and Middleton, you're looking at a minimum $350 to $400 a week, which makes me want to stab someone. I'm like, yeah, so it could be worse. Hi.
Good evening, Mrs. Lamberty.
Hi, how are you?
Fantastic. How are you? Wait, what are you drinking?
Non-alcoholic. It's back.
It's like, what the heck happened?
Yeah, well, in Wisconsin, we do a little differently.
That's right.
Got a cigarette in one hand and a beer in the other, and a bun in the other.
Breaking them in, man.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It was the funniest thing I was ever told by a drunk man. I was working at the supper club, and I came up to him, and at the time I was like 6 or 7 months pregnant with my son. And he's all hammered, and he's got his beard. He's like, oh, the difference between your gut and mine is mine was put on and yours was screwed on.
That is such a Wisconsin bar thing. You know what? I'm fucking giving it to him.
I'd never heard it before. I was like near tears. He ended up tipping me very well because he felt very uncomfortable. But like, oh my God.
Hey, Joe, can you put the sun down, please? It's too shiny. I can't see your gorgeous hair today. It's shining through the back.
I'm sorry, that is how we do it out here in the desert.
You people in your time zones.
82 or 83 today, I believe.
God.
I had to turn off the porturator.
77. Wow, I heard you guys have been getting boatloads of snow.
No, a little bit north.
Oh, Minnesota has. I just assumed similar.
Yeah.
They can have it, sons of bitches.
Yeah, fuck it.
Have you guys talked about Aaron Rodgers yet?
Oh, we haven't even technically started yet, so.
We've just been shooting shit.
Oh, Troy.
Waiting to make a drink. It's killing me.
Troy looks nice in Idaho also.
You know, we're above freezing for the first time in 17 years today. Yeah, I told Ron I had to turn off the porturator and actually go buy some ice for my back porch cooler. I was like, sad and happy at the same time.
That is one of the roughest transition periods because like you go from like your garage cooler to your back porch cooler, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's nice out. Fuck, I have to get a fridge.
Get rid of this food. Who needs that shit? There's some space.
Spent a solid half hour out on the back porch today shoveling off the iceberg that's still there. It's bigger than a car.
Jesus.
What?
Yeah. It faces north, and it's got
unbelievable.
It's still 4 feet tall and 25 feet wide.
I was out there raking today and shit, getting the gutters clean, broom the whole fucking block. Like, that guy's on something. Look at him go. Fucking push broom, just fucking Mach 1 down the street. You want to get your side next? I'm coming over there.
I got all 12 of your beers on the porturator, ready to go at your leisure for my taste testing on air. So,
you see this?
Oh shit! I've never seen him.
Danielle saw Ted when he was like 15 pounds.
Yeah, he started. Now he's like 90. At the beginning of my pod.
Yep. Now he's like 95.
Ted dog.
So, he says you should bring back your pod, and then he and I'll both go on a diet. Get down to original sizes.
Oh my
God. Maybe not 15 pounds for him, but
your college senior size or last year's size.
Don't need to talk about it.
don't need to feel bad about any of that stuff.
We can start now.
Dozens of them.
All right. Please hit the intro because I really want to make a drink, and I'm
We're not stopping you from making a drink, bud.
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting until we're going.
Was I supposed to not have one first? Because too late. Sorry.
No, I'm just waiting. It's killing me. Okay, here we go. Oh. What's going on here?
Don't fuck it up.
Uh-oh.
Freaks and geeks, drinkers, thinkers, ramblers and gamblers, stoners and pet owners. Gather around. This is the Outsiders Social Club, where us misfits, miscreants, outcasts get together and ramble, palaver, prattle, and get royally intoxicated while we do so.
That's true.
So without further ado, let's proceed.
One for the party, baby. Puff on the road, drum in, knock back a drink. There's nobody home.
Welcome back to the Outsiders Social Club. I'm your master of ceremonies, Drinks with Ron, and I'm ready for that drink. With me, as always, the godfather of drinks, Troy. We will be thrown to him shortly to establish our over and unders, but before we do, usual rules apply. 1.5 dogs is the over-under. You drink if you hear a dog or a cat or a bong, and with that, I'll throw it to the aforementioned godfather of drinks, Troy. What's on the docket this evening?
Oh, Rano, we got a special episode for you. And to celebrate our special guest that we'll be talking about and revealing in just a moment, we're going to have an over-under drink parlay. That's right, we're going to pull off the impossible here. The over-under for most of us will be 8.5. The parlay is also 0.
Okay, I got you. I see what
and
you're
we'll go
putting
from
down.
there. So pick your poison or non-poison friends, our 2 listeners out there, whoever you might be. And
Oh, no. We
grab a
got
glass.
dozens.
I'm just stunned that you got parlay correct. I was sure you were going to mess that up and not know what a parlay actually was.
Hey, man, I follow Sia religiously.
Well, that other voice you heard there is our resident degenerate gambler. And how's that phrase go? I'm having liquor before beer. So what's that mean, Joe?
Well, liquor before beer in the clear, meaning
There
you
we
don't
go.
go up. But you could try, see if see how much you can do, and see if it happens. I'm sure that I have drank liquor first and then beer after, and thrown up at some point.
Well, that's true. It's not a catch-all. But yeah, Troy had mentioned it. We've got a guest. You want to tell the listening audience what's going on, Troy?
Well, sure. Back from the podcast graveyard, we have the sole purpose of why Joe and I decided to get together and cause havoc. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you and bring back to the microphone, Coach Dbro.
Let me just dust this guy off real quick because it's been a hot minute breaking it out for the first time, and I don't even know how long. It's been a really long time since I went on hiatus.
You miss it. You miss it, don't you?
I do. I miss the attention.
Making babies does not replace podcasting.
No, it doesn't. I thought it would be fulfilling. It's not. I'm just trying to get strangers to pay attention to me on the internet really was my bread and butter, and I miss it terribly.
I have a
hope your
suggestion for you.
children-
Do not try and make memes and get popular because that will also break your heart.
Hope your
Does
children
anything
listen.
hurt more than like making something quality and then like somebody else just doing like the exact same thing and getting all of the attention?
Yeah, good
I
old
hate
Twitter.
the internet. I hate the internet.
I think it hurts the most when you say basically the same thing before somebody with like a bigger following. Like, say, if I said the same thing that Mark the idiot, who's formerly from the Reddit but still looks like a guy from Utah, if he said the exact same thing right after, he'll get like 400 likes. But I'll get like 1.
Why does he look like he's from Utah? He's so fucking dumb.
Oh yeah, he probably is actually.
Probably. He tried to tell me that Michigan was more mitten shaped than Wisconsin. It's like,
Man, if you get rid of the Upper Peninsula, you thieving bastards.
I'm really surprised. Like, who likes that guy? He's such an asshole. He's
I thought
just
you were going to go to
pompous.
Michigan there. I was like, shit, Joe's taking on another state. Here we go.
Can't fight them all.
Well, he's doubled
He'll
down
try.
on Utah, so.
This is a Utah hatred podcast, Coach, by the way. So don't.
And
All about
Wisconsin though too, but except for we like Ron and we like you.
Well, speaking of, that's a good time as any. We've got 2 people in here. I'm sick of this Minnesota sounder all the time. So now we've got 2 Wisconsin people.
Hello, Wisconsin!
Finally get my own goddamn sounder.
That's wonderful. Beautiful.
You stole it from a mediocre show.
Isn't it weird that that is a mediocre show? I remember watching and thinking it was just like the peak of comedy, and now I watch it as a full-grown adult, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Doesn't quite hold up.
This still lands better than a lot of old stuff, though. Like I said, fucking Night Court. Like, you get that shit out of here. I
started watching that. That was one of my weird things. And
is the new Night Court good?
I haven't seen the new one. I was watching like the old one. Like Michael J. Fox is on like their second episode, and he plays like a homeboy. I'm like, oh, okay. It was very, very like cringy, like corny. Not into it.
Over the top. That's Night Court for you.
Yeah,
it holds. I mean,
I only watched it because 30 Rock did a spoof on it, and I was like, maybe I should actually watch it. And I couldn't get through like half of the first season.
I haven't seen any 30 Rock tweets lately. What's the problem?
So that's a weird thing because 30 Rock I know is like wildly popular. Like I'm in Facebook groups where there's like tons and tons of people, but I don't feel like I actually know anybody besides like one friend that has actually watched it.
Okay, so
it's like a weird hipster experience where I feel like I'm the only one that gets it, even though I know there's millions of people out there. I just haven't found them yet.
The only other person I know is my cousin, and he swears it's the best comedy ever. And
it legit is. I have like this mental issue, like legit. I cannot sleep without it playing on my phone. It's been like 15 years, and I'm fully admitting it.
15 years.
I probably should like see a doctor.
I've gone through cycles of shows. You know, like I had like a Arrested Development first 3 seasons only phase.
Of course, only.
But, I had a Family Guy phase or like The Office phase, but not one show for 15 years.
Ooh, speaking of not holding up, The Office. Oh my God, my daughter goes through it and watches it every once in a while. First 3 seasons, fine. I fucking hate Pam. Fuck Pam. Horrible person the whole time. Why did I ever root for her?
Damn.
Wow. I hope she doesn't listen and say, wow, how did I...
She fucking does. And then she could talk about it on her stupid fucking podcast.
Wait, do you listen to that one?
I listened to like 1 or 2 episodes.
I think I listened to the first 3 seasons, and then I was like, wait, this is when the show gets kind of bad, so I don't really know the backstory.
Aaron got done so dirty. My daughter and I just watched like the end of that part, like that where Jim and Karen were together, and then
it's funny that you blame Pam for it though, not Jim.
I don't blame Pam. I do blame Jim also, but Pam just like
she's a whore.
Everything. Yeah, she played Roy, who like ended up having a great life after her, and Jim.
Yeah, he upgraded.
Jim didn't really like deserve good things. But then, like, when he did have good things, she was like, no, let's not do that. You have to be a paper seller forever, even though this job's basically obsolete. Just garbage. What have you ever done for society besides fucking nothing?
The finale writes things, don't you think?
Were they like, was the finale like they sold their house and
she gets him back into that company that he helped find.
Yeah, but it was like too little, too late, Pam. Now you're just jerking people around. What's going to happen a month later when you change?
I don't think that's true. I think
her hair would not hold up in Austin.
I think what we're not talking about, what we should be talking about, is how, and I have very few people say this, Holly was wrong for Michael. They had to make it happen because Steve Carell was leaving the show, but Holly sucks. Holly left Michael once already. Holly, goodbye. Not good enough for Michael Scott. Get out of here.
That was pretty fucked up because they were like in love for real, and then she like just leaves for like a little bit, and then is like all of a sudden
has a new boyfriend,
building a house,
has a new boyfriend,
with this other man,
exactly.
But not just buying a house. Like my husband and I bought our house together like pretty early. It was like 2 years. Like that's a thing. Then building the house is like a commitment before you can even move in, like for years. Like you're an idiot.
Did you guys know? I don't know if you guys all saw The Office. Assuming you did.
I didn't see
it. Of course,
you're close to a mute there, Joe.
Okay, one more Office item. Ready? Okay, his hands are free.
You can't warn them. You just got to drop
Andy's character got so bad later in the later seasons. It's because he went and did The Hangover, and they were pissed at him because he was so popular. They couldn't fire him, right? They couldn't because he was such a big star. But because he went and did The Hangover, or maybe one of the sequels, they were pissed. So they did him dirty by making his character end up be the worst, basically.
And the Lorax. Don't forget the Lorax. That was a banger fucking film. It is. I made my daughter watch that like every day for like 3 months because I was like, I like this movie. But anyway, he's like the most hyperbolic character, I feel, because you fucking hate him at the beginning because he's a fucking twerp, and then he like gets really great, and then just somehow worse than he started.
I hate him the whole time.
I love him. I love him in the beginning. I think he's the best in the beginning.
Ew, he's so like.
No, I think he's hilarious. He's such a douche. That's because I think he's hilarious.
Because I just like would watch a couple episodes. There's like the scene where him and Jim are like gonna go to the high school to sell something, and like Jim's like, "Oh, you got any music?" And he just like starts singing himself like fucking douchebag. Yeah,
and he says, "Beer me." Every time he wants a water, he says, "I do that now with my friends. I'm still an idiot."
I just saw that face Troy made. That was terrible. You got in one of the homebrews, didn't you?
Indeed, Ron. To start off our evening, I cracked open one of the fantastic rhubarb Ronzo originals.
Oh.
Wisconsin fall rhubarb.
It's bad. I'm going to drink
How do I get one of those, Ron?
I don't think you do. This I rushed a batch in the fall, and there wasn't much rhubarb, and there's no rhubarb taste, so it's just really weird. So I had to include some
vodka with our rhubarb because we had some in the backyard that like I make like one bake with it, and then we're like, what the fuck are we gonna do with this? You just put like sugar and rhubarb and vodka and let it sit for like, I don't know, a couple weeks.
I had rhubarb Amaro as a dessert drink on vacation a couple weeks ago.
What is that?
It was Amaro, the liqueur made from rhubarb. It was absolutely fantastic. Very earthy, very clean, very high alcohol content. Went great with the dessert we had. I can't remember what that was because I was drunk. But yeah, it was good.
0 for 3. I also never heard of it.
I'll be damned.
Interesting.
I'm going to drink one in solidarity with you because it's crap and I feel bad. But
I'm drinking fake beer, so I mean, let's...
Hey, you hit the over or the under.
Congratulations. For you?
What?
Does drinking fake beer do anything for you? Does it?
No, it makes me feel cool and included.
Feel like a big man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fair enough.
I just cover up that little non-alcoholic thing at the bottom. I'm like, see, guys, I'm really cool. Look at me.
Plus, I hear babies in the background, which is awesome.
Oh, we didn't set an over-under on that. I feel like we dropped the ball there.
He like thinks he's a dog sometimes, so that could count.
I'll drink when you hear a small child. We'll add that to the list tonight. Dog, bong, and small child.
Troy, I forgot what the topics are. What round do you predict the Wild are going to lose in the playoffs?
I believe they make it through the first round and then lose in the second round at the divisional?
There's no way they would make it through the first round. I think they're for sure losing the first round.
Aren't they a wild card?
They're going to play like at Dallas or at Colorado.
Yeah. I just strained my eye, rolling my eyes because of like I've been so invested in the Wild since my husband and I moved in together in like 2016, and so like sports on TV all the time. So I just like became a Wild fan by like osmosis. And I haven't forgiven him for it because this fucking playoffs. Like, what was it last year that they made it to it was the second round, wasn't it?
I think it was first round they lost to the Blues last year.
Then it was the year before that where they lost to the Knights in the second.
Yeah,
and I was like so excited.
In 7 games.
I was so excited because they never make it out. I feel like everybody makes the fucking playoffs in the NHL, but they never make it past the first round, no matter how good their season was. And then they did that one time, and this whole Minnesota thing is bullshit.
Yeah, you know what it's like to be a Minnesota fan. There you go.
Yeah, it's awful.
Except for Dan Gladden.
Every single sport. We haven't won since Dan Gladden either.
That's true, isn't it?
Indeed.
That's
so
1991. Ouch.
Yeah. Oof.
That was that line.
Unless we count the minute.
You've been muted. Yeah.
First topic for Coach. Coach, surprise.
This is so great. This is like all my favorite Twitter people. I'm so excited. What's up, Samo?
Nothing much. What's up?
Just living a dream.
Well,
Troy,
welcome,
what's up,
Samo.
man?
Yeah, man, it's good to see you again. It's been almost a year, I think.
Yep.
So
Good to see you.
we're still here doing a thing here. We got me and Mr. Degenerate Gambler and Mr. Producer de jour, Drinks with Ron, who puts out prolific episodes like a motherfucker. So we got Coach back on the mic, and we thought we'd have a little reunion show just in case you forgot who used to listen to your show, Coach. So
All of my friends, all the listeners in one spot.
all 3 listeners in one spot. If only you 3 would listen to our podcast, we would have 4 listeners, which would make us very happy.
I wanna ask Samo a question.
Yeah.
It's a compliment and an insult at the same time.
Like
The
everything.
complimentary part is that as a Minnesota fan, I will never know what this feels like. But the insult is, what is it like to lose back-to-back titles? How does it feel? Football and what was the other one?
You're talking about the Eagles and the Eagles and the Phillies?
Phillies, Eagles.
And the soccer team.
Might not
And
have
the
been
soccer
back to
team, yeah.
So,
I mean, I think because the Eagles won one relatively recently, it's better. If we had a long drought and then we got there and then we didn't get it, then it would really suck. But you get one, it buys a lot of time, and then you get back, you don't win it, I think it's okay. So it actually, the Phillies were a surprise. The Eagles we expected, so I'm all right with it.
jealous.
Breaking news. Sorry to interrupt. Ron, that beer sucks, my friend. I'm sorry. I wish it was better.
I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
we
not
already
gonna finish it.
established that.
No, that's fair. That's why I actually supplemented the other half with some beers that are good. I sent out some New Glarus beers. So
Hey.
So
Yeah,
I'll be
the,
back momentarily with a new Glarus beer to compliment on. Continue
I
as you
definitely
were.
would. Yeah. You do what you will with those other ones. I said the rhubarb didn't come in, and I used local hops, which was a bad idea. So I still am going to drink it.
So Ron, I don't know you. Can you give it give it a quick introduction if you don't mind?
Yeah, I'm essentially the producer and Foley artist here, make all the sounds, and of course we've got the sound effects board. So I'm kind of your de facto producer and host, and yeah, I just sit here and get hammered, and we fuck around. That's pretty much the whole show.
Sounds
I think
pretty
you're
good.
the only person in Southwest Wisconsin with a Twitter account.
Nobody will follow me because it'd be too much left wing shit. They'd all have to want to fight me.
I know, that's like the unicorn of it all is like.
I know. Like, I don't care. Oh, come fucking fight me. My pride flag went back up today, you assholes. So, yeah.
That's why it's weird living in Sauk, because Sauk is like very small town, but also it's like pretty progressive because we have a lot of people from Madison that are like moving this way, so it's like
Right.
leaning in the right direction. But then my daughter like comes home from school and like tells me the shit that kids are saying, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, this is still a hit.
Yeah, my she's just waiting to get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god, yeah, same. Ugh.
Well, I got out of rural Ohio and made it to even ruraler Idaho. So congratulations to me. I was at a bar yesterday, and these dumb fucks are still fighting over whether she's drinking Bud Light or Coors Light.
Oh my god.
One went gay and one's still straight.
No,
Like,
Coors
is
is
it
owned by
though?
Miller,
Because-
so
Exactly. Like that's the thing I saw is like Miller Coors owns like everything that's not Bud
Yeah.
Light, pretty much.
and they've got all the
So-
pride shit out there too. So
Yeah, I know. People are like literally shooting up cases. Like this is the most. It's more performative than like fucking punching your TV after the Super Bowl. Like God, fuck off. All those people should be in jail, by the way, just for being assholes.
that's fair.
Don't elect you for anything. We'll all be in jail.
Yeah, maybe. I'd probably be in jail too. Shit.
Yeah, at least you wouldn't be alone. Much like the old anecdote about going to hell at some point.
It does
Yeah.
give me another shot to play this though. So I'm gonna
Yep.
take every chance I get. Wear that fucker out.
Remember them.
Do you fear legal consequences for using that?
No, Ashton Kutcher can fight me. I ain't afraid.
So I've never been to Wisconsin, but I'm pretty sure you can see it from the Sears Tower. So I think I saw it like
Close,
out in
yeah.
the distance. Am I right about that?
We'll say that.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a cool fun fact.
Did you look at the scenery in Barf? Then yes, you saw it. Come on.
I mean, you are kind of looking at like Racine, so like
Eh,
fair.
it's fair.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
Okay,
Well-
so Aaron Rodgers, you want him or you want him gone?
Hey,
So-
Ron, Rodgers.
I'll say it like this. I had a new guy start at work the other day, and he's like a big football guy. And he like asked me, he's like, so Aaron Rodgers, like, what do you think he's gonna do? And I said, if you ask me anything more about Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to fire you. So fucking over it. It's not.
I don't think you
already know. You already know what we went through
That's
with Brett
allowable
Favre.
here. Yeah.
Like, I've done this song and dance before. Like, I just don't give a shit anymore. I've moved on. I've moved on like 5 years ago.
It's time to move on, really. I mean, and he may have something left in the tank, but he needs to go somewhere new. The Packers need to see what Love has. Like I was thinking about it the other day. It's sort of like when Andy Reid left here. He obviously was a good coach and, could do something else, but it was really stale here. He had to go somewhere else, and then as soon as he got somewhere else, he was trying again and he was putting it all. I think Rodgers, if he actually goes somewhere, he'll actually show up and do what he hasn't done the last several years for the Packers. So,
That could be.
I thought Jordan Love looked good that one game. Was it against the Eagles when Rodgers went out injured? Yep. Jordan Love actually looked like he could throw a ball that game. So
I think for a young quarterback coming into the league and actually to take, to hold the clipboard for a little while is good for them. I think so many times a first round pick comes in, they're forced in, bad offensive line and, no run game and such is what happens to so many guys. When you can sit and wait like Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, then I think you're in a better position to succeed. So,
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he did that for 3 years too. Like
exactly. Yep.
That worked out all right.
He should just skip the Jets and come right to the Vikings. Let's just forget the year. We'll take him.
I don't know. That would be a downgrade on Kirk Cousins, right?
Yeah. Favre's goal was to get to the Vikings, if you remember. I don't think Rodgers cares like that.
I hate him so fucking much.
I don't know if Rodgers has a goal other than to be difficult.
He's way too sensitive for New York, though. If he doesn't like people asking him questions now, wait till you get to New York, man.
I didn't even think about that aspect of it. Like, because people in Wisconsin, they're on Twitter, I feel like they're really fucking annoying, but like there's Midwest nice is a cliche for a reason. Like, you are not getting that in New York.
Seriously. Like Ben Simmons, they're mean to me in Philadelphia. I'm gonna go to New York. Okay. How's that working out? Like
Rodgers also likes to fuck with the media though.
Sports fandom wise though, it feels like Philly, that's like notoriously the most like one of the rougher. You think the New York is rougher than Philly?
I don't know. I mean, I think Philly's, of course, I'm going to say this, but I think Philly's more genuine. I think it's rough if you misbehave. I think there are people that
kill Santa.
There are people. It's like 70 years ago.
Santa. Does New York chuck
when I was 12
kids, women, and children?
There are people that leave here and are welcomed back, and can't buy a drink because they didn't leave as an asshole. And there's other people that leave, they're an asshole and they leave, It's I think in New York, I think you're always going to leave an asshole. I don't know.
Okay, I want a top 5 list of people who, when they come back to Philadelphia, former athletes, they don't have to buy a drink.
This fucking guy in Vegas, he'll do this to people on the pod, but he'll just, hey, you, do an impersonation of a specific thing. And it's like, wait, I'm supposed to do Elton John now? Like, what the fuck just happened? I've been drinking for 3 hours and I'm supposed to just... And then we do it, and then it's
gold.
People doing Elton John.
It's epic gold, really is.
It doesn't sound like anybody I know.
It's an award-winning podcast here we do.
Right. Dozens of listeners.
Who would do that?
There's dozens of them.
So that's one thing. Whilst we filibuster, Coach, I was going to talk about. You went from being a podcasting, listening, crazy person to having a job that reduces that. How did the shakes go? How do you get your fix? And do you need your fix anymore? Are you over the idea of podcast listening, specific to true crime and other cool things like Levitard?
Yeah, so it's really weird because, especially Levitard, because we all know how culty that shit is.
We're the anti-cult. Notice our name.
Fair enough, and I do respect that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So I started listening like 2019. And that was like honestly a legit fear of mine. It's like, if I go to another job and I can't listen, like, oh my God, I'm not gonna like know every single thing about everything. Like, how am I gonna survive? And I did go to a job where like I was on third shift for a long time who could listen to pods forever. And then I went to the first shift there for a month and they like were like hard no. And I was like trying to cram it in all the time. Like every like little break I had, like the drives home, I would like speed through everything just to like, but like I wasn't even listening to anything really. You're just like trying to like power through it. And then I got another job where I could listen and it was like 45, 50 hours a week. I'm like listening to pods, like batshit crazy. And then it was almost cold turkey where they were like, hey, you're promoted. Now you're going to be busy all the time and you have to listen all the time. And it was weird how easy it was. I did not, especially Le Batard show, because that's something like my husband and I both listen to. We talk about it all the time, like obviously Twitter. And it just like stopped caring. I don't know. Cause like, obviously there's like great bits in the show that are so funny, laugh out loud, but there's also so much, I don't give a fuck about the NBA, you guys. Like I like the Bucks, but like, I can't sit there and listen to LeBron James and fucking all the other people. Like, I don't care about the Heat. I hate the Heat because of the show. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of them. Like my husband and I talk about, they bitch about the Marlins. Like they're the only small market team in the world. And I'm like, the fucking Brewers do all the same shit. Like, oh, you got a big player and you couldn't afford to keep them? Who fucking who? Like, who cares?
Yeah,
So,
I'm sick of them. They got 2 World Series and they bitch like they're like, shut the fuck up. I watched
Like they're the Guardians or something. Yeah.
decades. Like,
seriously.
shit.
Like,
Watch
you know,
people
the Brewers
die
have
without
sold
seeing
off.
those fuckers win.
Exactly. Like, you know how many times we watched the playoffs and we're like, oh, that guy used to be a Brewer. That guy used to be a Brewer. Like, fuck. It's not anything special.
It's a drinking game if you use Cleveland players, and you also need to be drinking water because you're going to get drunk no matter how you do it. Hammered by the 4th inning if you're counting ex-Indians.
Yeah.
So
So
you-
anyway, that kind of was a tangent, but like, I just kind of realized like, yeah, there's stuff that I miss about it. And like, you know,
don't
some of
listen
the
at
guys-
all? You don't listen at all anymore?
My husband, he did share with me Billy and Chris doing the announcing, which was really funny. Like he
That was
kind of
kinda
gave
funny.
me like the highlight reel. If there's
There's
anything I should listen to, but
They got too much going on or something. It's too many like different now circles trying to mix into one, and
well, like everybody has their own podcasts, and like I remember, I mean, this was years ago when it wasn't quite as bad, you know, when I was in the cult, and like if you didn't listen to every single pod by every person related to the show, not even just the ones on it, like, oh, they had this guest on, they have their pod, if you don't listen to it, oh, you're not a real fan, like, ugh. And that really burned me out a lot too. There's so much content out there, you guys.
That's fair. Yeah. I listened to 2 podcasts. I listened to Le Batard Show and the Nostalgia Pit, brought to you on Spotify and podcast networks
you
everywhere.
don't even listen to ours.
I do, but only in post-production after it's been edited by our quality editor, Ronaldo.
I like that.
I'm sorry, you listened to the Nostalgia Pit before being edited, or what?
Yes. I'm a co-producer on the Nostalgia Pit. You just don't know it.
Well, I don't see it in your Twitter bio. Co-producer.
I was about to say I didn't know you did a podcast because it's not even on your bio. So I was supposed to know about it.
I don't know how to change the bio. I did it once for lacrosse, and that was all.
Troy, I thought I was the only one that didn't listen to our stuff.
That's pretty fucking good.
It's like a tree falling in a forest.
We have a good time here. We like to have fun.
Well, that's the funny thing is when Goods said we should set up a thing, an account for trolling Goods. So we did that. And then he wound up getting into the Discord, and then he was in the chat that was trolling Goods. So now if we want to workshop trolling Goods, we have to do it on the pod because that's the only place he won't hear it.
I'm thinking about leaving Discord again, so you can do it.
Well, that'd be fun. We'd like that.
It worked.
Yeah. But how's that list coming, Samo?
I'm ready to go.
Roll it.
Greg Moore.
Got some sounders there, Ron?
And now, a half-assed podcast exclusive.
Top 5 Philly athletes who can't buy a drink in Philadelphia.
Take it away, fellas.
Who would never have to buy one because they're so loved.
Right. So number 5 is Charles Barkley. And this is a guy who forced his way out of town, essentially, but he's so genuine and legit and everything. He fits here. He's our kind of mentality. Number 4, Chase Utley, world fucking champion. Even though he went to the Dodgers, he's still Chase Utley. He's still part of our World Series team and, the heart of our city during that run. Number 3 is the guy right over my shoulder holding, you can't really see it, holding the Super Bowl trophy, Nick Foles. Never did anything anywhere but here. Super Bowl sucked before. Great
Never
years
did anything there for quite a while either until
Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter.
You had to play the Vikings. Had to play the Vikings to get there.
Number 2 is Allen Iverson. That dude is Philly. He's 6 foot guard.
What could number 1 be?
Hit the floor every time, and just get right back up. Score 50, 60, whatever. Allen Iverson is definitely up there on the list. Number 1. Any guesses, or should I?
Let's talk this out. I bet we can figure it out.
All right.
It's kind of a no-brainer.
John Kruk. Gotta be Johnny K.
I mean, you can't buy a drink here either, but
That's true. Yeah.
They probably have like a quarterback I'm forgetting about that was like a long-time QB or something.
Like Cunningham.
No, I really don't know it. I got nothing.
Can you give us a sport?
I was going to say it's going to be some hockey player that we haven't thought of.
it's an Eagle.
Okay.
Randall Cunningham? No.
That's all I can come up with, yeah.
I'm basically
Herman Edwards. I don't know.
Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins is like that dude. I just got goosebumps just like saying his name. That guy, come out of the tunnel crawling on the ground like an animal, and he's the best. He never should have left. They shouldn't have let him go, but is what it is.
I didn't even know he left. Where did he go?
He went to Denver. He went to Denver at the end of his career. He played 1 year decent and then 1 year really bad. But that's a guy that you give a veteran contract to. I think they paid him $6 million. When he left, and
he's a defensive player, right?
He's a safety. Yeah, he's a safety. Look up Brian Dawkins highlights, like hype stuff. It's crazy, man. He was a heart and soul guy.
Okay, Dbro, you got your Wisconsin list?
No.
You're supposed to be making it this whole time. All right.
I was trying to filibustering. I don't know, because I just hate everyone that leaves, and that's just what I focus on. So,
there has to be one person that left that you didn't hate. Jordy Nelson. Wasn't he kind of like forced out?
Yeah,
Jordy, Devontae.
Burns. Is that the guy? Who's the guy that went to the, not Burns, the closer that went to the Padres?
Oh, the fucking, the guy.
He's like a lefty or... It's obviously not him.
I have a really bad memory of all this stuff. I kind of black people out once they're gone. I just forget about them because I have a hard enough time retaining the people that are there.
What is that guy's name?
Hater.
Lefty.
Hater.
Oh,
Hater.
yeah.
But he was the best because every time he closed it, Hater, see you later. It's good stuff. Good fun. I'm stuck. Samo mentioned Chase Utley, and I just can't stop thinking about that Always Sunny episode.
That's what I was
letter to Chase. So oh my God, there's stickers. That's all I can think about.
Chase, will you be my dad? You're older than him.
That's just where my head's at right now. I can't focus on anything else.
So we're on Mountain Time. Well, the invite was on Mountain Time. Is Idaho Mountain Time? Because it seems like really far west. I'm going to reverse. Really far west. Is that Mountain Time, or is it someone else's Mountain Time?
Oh, Troy's Mountain.
Okay.
Maps are hard, man.
I didn't
know that Boston was north of New York for 25 years.
Really?
Whichever way it really is. I don't remember. I had it opposite for a long time, and maps are hard.
Troy's muted. Yep, we can't hear you, bud.
Troy, we can't hear you, but I don't think you're muted.
Oh, I'm not muted anymore.
There we go.
It's fancy dancy.
There was a red light on that fancy ass
Take a
map.
drink.
That's right.
That should be a drink.
Dipshit, run your equipment. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Mountain Time. Yes, Idaho's in Mountain Time. We have mountains. We have time. We almost had the podcast at 4 p.m. today, thanks to Coach.
Yeah, because again, maps are hard. So I'm like 6 o'clock. Okay, so that's like 5. Yeah, I had it all backwards.
I just feel like you should all say stuff Eastern Standard Time for my convenience.
We'll
you mountain people have it like so made in the shade with your non-fucking daylight savings.
Oh, we got daylight savings, but we also have the best prime time ever.
Wait, is it Arizona then?
Yeah.
I think it's Arizona.
Arizona's out.
Weird situation.
And like one county in Indiana or something.
It's like time is not fucking real. That is
You
what
know
makes
it.
me realize like time is not fucking real.
You know
It's high
people
noon,
in
you
Arizona.
desperado. I'll meet you in the street and we'll shoot it out.
Arizona
High
people are a
Central.
little wacky. So
It's that time shift. It does it to them.
Isn't it? Aren't they doing away with daylight savings like nationwide?
They talk
soon?
about it like every 6 months and then never do anything about
Yeah,
it.
I heard
Pretty
it was proposed, but then I read that it hadn't passed, and I'm like, all right, I'm done with this shit. Let's fucking get it gone.
So what is
Thanks,
the point?
Marjorie.
What exactly is the point of it?
I think,
save
well,
the
obviously, like
candles?
farmers was the start of it, but then it was like
That's what they
children
said.
walking in the dark or some bullshit. I don't fucking know.
Is this like-
I heard
so
it was
many different excuses. It was, we'll save money on energy with not having the lights on at these businesses, and it's for the farmers. Cow doesn't give a shit what the fucking clock says. All right, you can switch that clock back and forth. Cow don't give two fucks.
Wow.
Farmers don't care.
Troy,
Crazy enough, we have these thing called lights now. Like, fuck
we
me.
finally found what offends Ron.
I know, it's time
Daylight
zones.
savings time. God damn
I
it.
like it. I like it. I align.
Fucking had enough.
It took forever to find what pissed him off.
48
We're gonna
episodes
start
later, we finally
rallying
find
in
what he's
the
angry
streets of
about.
Wisconsin, and get this shit taken care of.
Yeah. Well, Dbro for Senate.
God, I'd be fucking terrible at it.
Plus, all your kids could be there supporting you. And
I mean,
they
can't
could
be
get
much
elected.
worse than the people.
That's
that
how I'd
do it
win. I'd just
now.
have all my offspring just
All
voting
of those
illegally.
votes.
Mm-hmm. Good plan. Good plan.
Absolutely. So, Samo, I believe you had a topic you wanted to throw past Coach that was aggressive and meaningful and powerful.
Cool.
I don't know about all that. That might have built it up a little bit more. I was wondering, Dbro, who do you think's the NBA MVP? After you just said you don't give a shit about the NBA,
Obviously, it's Giannis because
Is it really this year though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I will watch in the playoffs. I watch. I'm a Stugatz score box person when it comes to NBA. So I'm really sorry that I can't argue this with you. I love arguing, but I literally don't know. See, I'd be a terrible fucking politician.
It's like, I mean, it's Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid are definitely the top three, and I think anyone can make an argument for any of them. But the fact they're close, and the fact that Jokic has 2 in a row and Giannis already has one, I feel like it's just Embiid's turn. Plus, he leads the league in scoring, and he's defensive, rim protector. Like I don't know. I think it's him. Homer aside, I think it's him. And
I'm
the biggest argument against
person, and I'm all about everybody having a turn. So like,
it's kind of his turn.
I'm totally fine with that.
MVP, the new participation trophy. God bless.
Mm-hmm. Giannis leads the league in people that can look so absolutely horribly terrifying and then also be the most adorable thing you've ever seen in real life.
Yeah.
I'll give him an MVP for that.
Who else is nominated? Steph Curry?
No,
George
not this year.
Mirasan.
Curry missed a lot of time. It's definitely, I think right now the Vegas line, like Vegas odds have Embiid in the lead, and then I think Jokic 2 and Giannis 3.
I meant Dbro's category of look terrifying but then adorable.
Oh,
George Mirasan.
Oh,
He's
there we
first
go.
ballot.
Steph Curry, like, can't he really be terrifying?
No, he looks like a goddamn teddy bear.
I was literally going to say that. He's the
He
most
can be
tiny bear.
terrifying to an opponent when he drills like 5 threes in a row.
But he like has that little kid thing going on where he like grumps his face up and you're like, oh, you little rascal.
Okay, you meant terrifying like Giannis looks like he could eat your face, but
Yeah.
then he looks like he
The
Absolutely.
most terrifying player ever to play any professional sport, Otis Nixon, baseball player. Look it up.
I don't even know.
are we talking about all ugly team? Because that's a whole different thing.
The all fierce team, also
Oh.
known as ugly. Yes.
Did you guys see Rex Chapman's tweet the other day that showed Danny Ainge getting knocked cold, like punched in the face, knocked out. He got up, made the free throws, no ejections on either side.
No,
I miss those days. I think it was against the Sixers too.
probably.
Oh shit, he does look scary. Troy, you're right.
Aggressive outfielder for sure. Ex-Indian.
I don't know. I'm still going with George Mirasan. Yeah, that's terrifying. He sounds like he's got a mouthful of eating somebody already.
I heard them quote you.
Boban, he does those goldfish commercials.
That's right up there.
And then he like, he can like knock the ball off the rim when it's stuck without jumping.
He really looks like he has a toupee.
I can't find any MVP odds, damn it.
They don't make Otis's anymore, do they?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Didn't Otis Redding die in Lake Monona?
Yes.
Yeah, fun fact.
I'm fucking using it. I got one shot.
What was that? That was like a notable Wisconsin death?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
I
any
think
other?
the fine is
Plane
probably
crash, I'm
just for
pretty sure.
using it, not how many times you use it.
What else you got for Wisconsin?
Cannibal sandwiches are not fucking real, and if people do eat them, they don't belong in society. So I'm tired of being tweeted about that every fucking year.
I have a question for you, Wisconsinites. Can I jump in here?
Oh, yeah.
I have a question because I keep getting this amazing feed of somebody's Wisconsin cheese that comes in a little brick that you fry on your skillet and cut with a giant butcher knife.
Okay.
It's some combination of mozzarella and
That's like a
Gouda,
grilling cheese, right?
cheddar. Yeah.
And it's like a
I've had that
still.
before.
Is it a thing or is that just one place it happens to be Wisconsin?
It's
I don't
like a
even know if-
Scandinavian deal, but
Yeah.
it's all over Wisconsin. I actually used to work in a cheese place where I packaged that shit. We had to put it through a little toaster oven and get a little brown on the top.
That would
I
be
got
better than
a couple
rhubarb beer.
fresh meal once, which was surprising.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. We've got confirmation that is a thing. So I'm not being scammed when I buy 48 pounds of it.
No, it's
It's good.
delicious too.
It's
Oh,
Excellent. Good.
microwave for a few, cut it in little slices, microwave it.
sweetness.
Oh, you put some honey on there, maybe a little bit of jelly in there.
Honey and whoa.
yeah.
Honey is a
Dunkin'.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do it enough.
Dunk it in your coffee.
Please.
Yeah, a little bit of Hershey syrup on there. You can do anything with this fucking cheese.
Honey on cheese?
I don't know
Yes.
why all of a sudden you're from Brooklyn, but
I get into the effeminate southerner and tell you to eat the cheese that way too, and I definitely use the honey.
I'll do anything with
I
that.
would double down on the honey. So delicious. Look at you over there. You're not even going to try it. Scaredy cat.
I need more to drink for this round.
I'm already on like number 5, so if that's not obvious, I think I need to pull back the reins a little bit.
Okay, Ron, since you're on number 5 already, and since we're 1 week
Yes.
removed, who are the final 4 teams? Go.
Oral Roberts. And
Okay, you're right on brand.
well, no, the Aztecs, obviously. You know,
Where are they from? Where are they from?
the SDSU. I remember them letters.
The
I
U.
think
Yes.
he's looking at a screen there.
I'll give you that.
No,
one.
I'm just looking off into the ether, hoping that this comes back to me, and it's not happening.
The South Dakota State University Aztecs. You got it.
Okay, and there was Miami made it there, didn't they? And then we had that weird Florida one, and then there was that 4th one. Yeah,
The one that won it. Yeah. The
Yeah, the
champions.
that other one.
Yeah.
That
Well
ESPN
done.
campus one.
That's
Well
all
done.
of them.
Sorry, Dbro and Samuel. That's a callback to when we were going over the Sweet 16. We had just gone over it, and then we asked Ron to name as many from the Sweet 16 as he could, and the third one he named was Georgia.
I had Oral
Not in the
Roberts in there. Yeah, it was,
That's fucking amazing.
Did they make the Final Four last year, or Roberts, or maybe the Elite Eight? Or Roberts had like a long run.
Oh, they
a
had
deep
just beat
run
Ohio
recently.
State.
No, they did not. They didn't. Maybe
As a
Sweet
15.
I don't even think they made Sweet 16. I think they got
Okay.
close.
Okay.
But they
mean,
just had that big.
Oh, there was a big upset. Maybe they were
I
like
just-
16 over
yeah.
1. Maybe.
No, I think you're right. I think it was maybe 2-15, and then they gave
right.
like Arkansas a game or something.
Because it was
I just
Ohio
like to say
State.
the name.
Because I was laughing my ass off during that game because they did a profile of some Ohio State player, and they're like, he's an academic scholar, and I was like, what does he have, like a 2.5? And he had a 2.4. Fuck
Wait,
Ohio
what?
State.
Oh,
And then
Ohio
buck ass.
State catching a stray.
Catching a stray.
That's awesome.
Do you find it ironic, Troy, that we had state fair foods on the list, top 5, and do you see what those jerks talked about?
Sons
on
of
the
bitches
card?
listened to us again and did it again. Yes.
Seriously.
They referenced
I
George
swear to God,
Mirasan
I'm
last
sorry.
week. I mean, how?
They do that all the time. They exactly all the fucking time. Anyway.
If they talk about Dan Gladden at any point, I know they're listening.
They did.
Nobody called him Dan. It's Danny.
What? You're out of your mind. It's Dan Gladden, not Danny Gladden.
It's called pronounced Glavin.
He only scored the most important run in Major League Baseball history, the final run in a 1-0 Game 7 win for the Minnesota Twins.
That was an amazing game, though.
You've been muted.
Oh, this is like around the horn. Can you like take points away from him?
Yeah. Shit, I'll start assigning them out of nowhere.
Wait till we start talking about movies from 1975 I don't give a shit about.
Dbro's thinking really hard about chips.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Don't forget those twisty Fritos.
The chili, the honey
Those
barbecue.
are really
Oh,
good.
yeah, but the chili
A
ones
lot
are
of them
good.
come in the bag too. Like that's the number one chip that has the least amount of air in the bag.
Oh
Those
yeah, you
Fritos.
like pick that bag up and you feel a weight to it.
Seriously, they're all the way up to the top.
This was a really hard list, and a lot of it has to do with functionality. And I know that I'm missing like 100. I'm just gonna.
Hey, check it out. We're doing it again. One of the podcasts on the Half-Ass Podcast Network has decided to do a random top 5 or 10 or just list about something. I don't know. Could be fucking turkeys. Who knows? Just fucking shut up and listen. Enjoy.
So I have an OLI because they don't make it anymore, but I actually Googled it yesterday because I've been thinking about it so much. They used to make brown sugar sweet potato sun chips.
Oh.
All of this
No
fucking
way.
world. I could eat like a
I never
whole
heard
Hell
bag.
you say.
Never
They were
seen
like-
that.
They only had them for like a year. They came in a purple bag. So
Was it in
fucking-
1727? What year was
they
that?
They weren't better
Brown
than
sugar sweet potato sun chips.
Yeah.
They weren't better
Didn't know
than
that was a
Harvest
thing.
cheddar sun chips, were they?
No, they were. They were the best sun chip I'd ever had in my life.
You're right,
I don't
Muter.
think that they were ready. I don't think the world was ready. So disappointing.
That I feel
All
like
right.
that would hold up well now. That's like in with the times.
You would
know.
think it like
Bring
sounds
back.
healthy, even though it's not. It's like perfect.
Bring
Okay,
it
so
back
I'm
like
not going to
McRib.
do the rest in any particular order. Again, some of
Oh.
these are functionality based. The two
Play the
functionality
game
based
here.
ones are for dip purposes. One, lime Tostitos. Fantastic. They have a little bit of hint of flavor to them, but they're also good for dipping. Wonderful chip.
It's number one chip here in the household in Idaho.
Oh, they're so fucking good. And
There's
I
too
think they're
much
underrated
lime.
because I could eat them plain, or I can eat them with salsa. It enhances everything good.
Or a gallon of booze with them.
Always. Come on.
It goes without
Uh,
saying.
Kirkland kettle chips are the best kettle chip I've ever had. They're very sturdy. They're really good for this dip that they sell there. It's like a ranch fried pickle dip. Very good. Old Dutch salt and vinegar. I feel like those are the bitiest salt and vinegar chips of all time.
Shout out to Old Dutch. Cannot find them out here in.
Is that a
Oh,
local?
God.
Really?
Is that a Wisconsin? I don't know that
It's
brand.
Minnesota.
I would like to put a marker in to terrify and bring down Old Dutch. Old Dutch chicken potato chips taste like stovetop stuffing in a bad way. Boo.
Whoa.
Old Dutch
Never heard
losers.
of that ones. That's too bad. They come out with new flavors all the time. Like they have a sweet onion one and a cheddar jack one of their kettle chips.
Do we know? I think Old Dutch is Minnesota, but it's definitely Midwest.
Okay, I've never heard of
Definitely
it.
Canada.
That's so disappointing. Well, these I know are normal. I had to pick a Dorito, obviously, and I went with spicy nacho because you got your bite, you got your cheese,
Yeah,
You're good.
see, that's great.
and then the classic doesn't need anything with it: sour cream and cheddar ruffles.
That's the number one.
I don't know if I really have an order, to be honest,
Oof.
because some of it
Oof.
was for function, some
Honorable
of it was
mention.
for
You
snack.
probably ought to have an order if that's your number one.
Wait, what's the number one? Did I miss it?
Not number one. It's
What is it?
It's like
sour
OLI.
cream and cheddar ruffles.
Oh,
Eh.
that's a good one.
It's just like a
I mean,
classic,
it's
like
legit.
I'm having a burger and a hot dog or whatever. I have that on the side. It just
Old Dutch, St. Paul, Minnesota, moved to Roseville, Minnesota, opened up a plant in Winnipeg. So
Oh,
Yeah, see, Canada. Told you.
You know what that means.
The best I like that nacho one is good, the Dorito, but I think the best Dorito is the sweet chili Dorito because it's sweet and it's spicy. That one's
Maybe
awesome.
that's the one. Is that
Dorito.
which one's the purple bag?
Yeah.
I think that's the sweet chili one. Yeah.
Okay, that one's the shit. I think I told Hash
it really is.
Oh my god, they have a Taki knockoff for Doritos, and I forgot about Takis. Takis are very good too.
Nobody likes the original Dorito. That's the best by far.
You mean nacho cheese? Because actually, the original is taco. That was the
red
first
one.
Dorito that was ever
Red bag.
invented.
That's not the original.
Huh?
I like it.
Taco.
Of course.
Fun fact.
Wow.
But that's like a plain pizza.
Wow.
Like the sweet chili one is like a plain pizza with like pepperoni and sausage and something else. It's like, of course, the regular one's good, but there's better ones.
The salsa
Cool
verde
Ranch,
heat
I feel like
builds.
they had a time in the sun in the 90s, but like I don't feel like anybody's favorite is Cool Ranch anymore. But they are good.
I really hoped you were going Old Dutch dill pickle chips because those are. I love the dill pickle chips. They're so good.
They are, but I think I like the bite of the salt and vinegar.
Can I give a throwback to can I give a shout out rather to my favorite weird drink companion, the pickleback? Speaking of dill pickle,
No.
The only way I
No.
can drink liquor
I like
straight
pickles,
is a
but
pickleback. I cannot. That's my brother-in-law's favorite thing when we're bowling. He gets hammered, makes everybody drink tequila picklebacks.
it's so weird. You get like a good whiskey with a shot and a little pickleback juice. Just throw it back. It's really really good. I drink more than anybody else I know, and I can tell you that it's still not a bad thing. So
It's so weird because like I can't do liquor. Like everything makes me like kind of a little bit, but it takes all the badness away.
it just cuts everything right off, and it goes right in your belly and makes you feel warm and happy.
That is why I don't remember anything from the second half of the soccer game that played at Lambeau this summer. Because we had 2 rain delays. Rain
Because you
delays at
drank?
Lambeau? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god!
Oh, Sam was mixing a drink back there in his fancy concoction area.
Wow.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Wait, you didn't remember? You didn't remember something because you drank too much?
Yeah.
That sounds like every one of these podcasts.
My brother-in-law is like the type where like we were at the bar. I think it was before the game, and I was like looking at the menu. I'm like, oh, these like cocktails actually sound really good. And he's like, hard liquor's a bad idea. And then the bartender came around, and she's like, what can we get? And he's like, tequila picklebacks. What?
The
Yeah.
logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that every girl in the Green Bay area found out how pretty I thought they were that night. So